Hi everyone, this is your daily weather hazard briefing from the National Weather Service office here in Pocatello, Idaho for Tuesday, November 12th. We've got a cold front moving through the area this morning that is bringing a mix of some rain and snow and wind for many of us as we go through the morning hours. So that kind of covers some of our key points. It's a bit of a mix of rain and snow in the valleys, more so snow up in the mountains as is expected. We are expecting some strong wind gusts with this cold front, typically about 30 to 40 miles per hour, but in kind of our more typical trouble spots for strong wind gusts, we'll see some gusts closer to about 50, even potentially up to 55 miles per hour. That's going to basically be from the 84-86 split down to Utah again. We get some of those downslope winds there, and they're already gusting this morning to about 50 miles per hour at times in a couple of those spots. So just a heads up if you have any plans to travel that way. The wind certainly is going to be an issue in that stretch, and as we have some of that moisture coming through this morning too, especially where it's snow, anything that gets driven by wind will create some winter driving conditions and reduced visibility at times. So just a heads up on that too. I've got another round of some moisture headed our way as we get into kind of the second half of Wednesday or late Wednesday into very early Thursday morning. That's more so going to be for up the Sawtooth Mountains. That's going to be kind of the main area that sees snow out of that. But then we're going to have some more on and off through Thursday and Friday and even into the weekend. So here's a look at satellite early this morning. You can see plenty of moisture moving through eastern Idaho. Our weather risk outlook grid for the next couple of days shows some minor impacts throughout the day today. A few of that lingers into, again, Wednesday as we kind of have that next round starting. But for today, we all kind of get in on some of that rain-snow mix and breezy to windy conditions. The winds are going to be strongest through parts of the eastern Magic Valley and South Hills for us. But most of this actually is going to be out of here by about mid-afternoon. So then we get a little bit of a break through kind of the second half of today and then the first half of tomorrow before, again, that next round starts to move in tomorrow evening, tomorrow night. And again, the main impacts there will be felt up around the Sawtooth area. As we get into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that's still several days out, so we're going to have to kind of keep an eye on some of those potential snow totals there. But again, we're going to kind of see a bit of that rain-snow mix, especially down here in the valleys. So talked a little bit about this, but temperatures today are going to be much cooler than they were yesterday. A lot of us were back around 60 for Monday, but we'll be about 15 to 20 degrees cooler than that today, with highs generally in the 40s. But keep in mind that cold front coming through, temperatures are not going to feel very warm throughout the day at all. And those wind gusts, again, mentioned that they're going to be strongest through parts of the eastern Magic Valley, with gusts close to about 40 miles per hour around Oakley, Burley, Malta. But again, it is going to be that stretch of 86, really, from that 84-86 split down to the Utah state line, where some of the strongest winds are going to be, and those will be pushing about 50, even at times closer to 55 miles per hour. So again, heads up there. That is where we're going to see some of those main impacts from the wind. Here's a look at radar early this morning. We've got that moisture moving through. Again, mainly kind of a rain-snow mix down here in the valleys where temperatures are just a couple degrees above freezing, but we will see those start to drop a little bit more here. Here is one model's take about what radar could look like over the next couple hours. You'll notice it looks a little bit scarier through part of the 15 corridor there around Idaho Falls, Blackfoot, even to Pocatello, where you see some of those oranges. Again, we can see that when we have that kind of rain-snow mix, but also hints at the potential for a little bit of some banding even in there. Again, this is hinging right on temperatures being very close to that freezing mark. That could impact our snow totals a little bit. Did internally bump those up just slightly for part of that 15 corridor from Idaho Falls to Pocatello. So you'll notice Pocatello says about 1 inch of snow. Some of the models are hinting that that could be closer to even 1.5. Keep in mind, though, we were 60 degrees yesterday, so that helped warm up our ground temperatures a little bit more. So a lot of this will probably be a bit more limited to the grassy areas, at least in that corridor. But again, you get up into some of the higher elevations where we're still expecting snow through the rest of the day today, or at least through this morning. Snow totals will be closer to about 2 to 3 inches of snow. As we get into tomorrow with that next system, Again, most of that is going to be falling up along the sawtooths there, along the spine of the sawtooths. Galena Summit could pick up a little bit more snow, potentially up to 4 inches, so we'll keep an eye on that, see how next model run of stuff comes out today. Keep an eye on that in case we do need to put out any products for that. As far as Wednesday then, temperatures fairly similar, mainly back into the mid 40s to upper 40s. Wind gusts not quite as strong as we get into tomorrow, about 20 to 25 miles per hour. As we get into Thursday, you'll notice those temperatures warm up another couple degrees to about 50. Those of us that don't quite hit 50 will be in the mid 40s. And then as we see wind gusts on Thursday, they're still not going to be too much of an issue for us. Kind of our typical winds, about 15 to 20 miles per hour. So that is a look at your weather forecast, at least through today and the first part of tomorrow. Again, we've got that system coming through today. That cold front drops our temperatures in a big way, brings some strong wind gusts, especially in parts of the South Hills and Eastern Magic Valley. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always find us online or social media. Have a great day and stay safe out there.